Your brain is secretly trapping you. It's 11:47 at night. The room is quiet, your phone is face down, and for the first time all day, your life feels fixable. Tomorrow will be different. You'll wake up early. You'll work out. You'll finish the project you have been avoiding. You'll apply for the job, start the channel, make the call, and become the person you keep promising yourself you will become. For a few minutes, you can see that person clearly. Then morning arrives. The alarm rings, your eyes open, and the version of you who felt unstoppable a few hours ago has disappeared. The workout feels exhausting. The project can wait. 5 more minutes becomes 30. Tomorrow becomes next week. Another month passes, and the life you imagined remains inside your head. Eventually, you stop calling it procrastination and start calling it your personality. Maybe this is simply who I am. But what if that thought is the trap? What if an ancient system inside your brain is resisting every attempt to change your life? That system has one job: keep you alive. It does not care whether you become successful. It only cares that you avoid danger, conserve energy, and survive another day. To that ancient system, change is suspicious. Uncertainty feels dangerous. Discomfort feels like a warning. So whenever you move toward something unfamiliar, it whispers, "Wait, you are not ready. Start tomorrow." The most dangerous voice you will ever hear is the one that sounds exactly like your own. The lie. We are taught that successful people wake up motivated. They love the process. They possess more willpower. They are built differently. So we chase that feeling. We watch motivational videos, create perfect schedules, and wait for action to feel easy. Sometimes it arrives. For one evening, we plan an entirely new life. Then the feeling fades, and the plan fades with it. The problem is not that motivation disappears. The problem is believing it was ever supposed to stay. Motivation is an emotion, and emotions move like weather. You would never build a house on ocean waves, yet people build their futures on a feeling that changes by the hour. Most people believe motivation creates action. More often, action creates motivation. The writer opens the document before feeling inspired. The runner puts on the shoes before feeling energized. They begin, and the mind follows. One person waits to feel ready. Another starts while still uncertain. Months later, one has progress. The other has another plan. Every time you avoid discomfort, your brain learns that avoidance works, not because it improves your future, but because it brings relief now. The ancient survival machine. To understand why that relief feels so powerful, imagine a world without cities, hospitals, grocery stores, or locked doors. You are standing alone in a forest. Somewhere beyond the trees, something moves. It could be food, a predator, or nothing at all. Your brain does not wait for certainty. Your heart speeds up. Your muscles prepare to run. Today, we might call that anxiety. Thousands of years ago, it kept you alive. The cautious humans survived, and their instincts became yours. That is why your brain does not begin with, "What will create the best future?" It begins with, "What has the lowest chance of getting us hurt?" That question still influences modern decisions: speaking in public, applying for a better job, starting a business, or posting your first video. Logically, these things are not life-threatening. But logic is not running the first meeting. Beneath your thoughts is an ancient security system with the power to sound the alarm. And it rarely introduces itself as fear. It disguises itself as intelligence. I should research more. I need better equipment. This is not the right time. The excuses sound responsible because the best prisons do not look like prisons. When you postpone the difficult action, tension falls. Your brain interprets that relief as success, threat avoided. But the bill arrives later, the unfinished project, and the opportunity you never pursued. Most people are not trapped by a lack of ability. They are trapped by a brain that mistakes growth for danger. The modern trap. The world your brain evolved for was dangerous, but rewards were scarce. Food, entertainment, and social approval all required effort. Now you carry an unlimited reward machine in your pocket. One tap gives you novelty. One swipe gives you entertainment. One notification gives you approval. Your brain was never designed for this stimulation. It does not understand that the glowing screen is unimportant. It only recognizes the reward. So boredom appears, and you reach for your phone. Work becomes difficult, and you open another tab. Uncertainty arrives, and escape is waiting inches away. The pattern becomes automatic. Discomfort means leave. Boredom means scroll. Effort means find something easier. Soon, you reopen an app you closed 30 seconds earlier and lose an evening in moments you never protected. The cost is not only time. Your tolerance for effort begins shrinking. A quiet room feels uncomfortable. Reading feels slow. A task with no immediate reward feels exhausting. This is how comfort becomes a prison, not with locked doors, but with endless exits. Nothing dramatic happens when you procrastinate. You lose 20 minutes, then an hour, then another year. Your life rarely collapses all at once. It disappears quietly. Breaking the cycle. The way out does not begin with more motivation. It begins with noticing the negotiation. The trap usually starts with one harmless sentence. I will do it later. Hidden inside that sentence is a trade. You exchange future progress for immediate relief. Do not spend 10 minutes arguing with the voice. The longer the debate continues, the more convincing the excuse becomes. Move before the negotiation grows. The alarm rings, feet on the floor. The idea arrives, open the document. The workout feels difficult. Put on the shoes. The action should be small enough that your brain cannot build a dramatic case against it, but meaningful enough to create evidence. 1 page, 5 minutes, 1 application, 1 uncomfortable message. People often try to transform themselves overnight with extreme schedules and complicated routines. Then the survival system notices too much change and pulls them back toward the familiar. Small actions look unimpressive, but the brain learns through repetition. Every time you act while afraid, you teach it. I can survive discomfort. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you rebuild trust. That trust is confidence. Confidence is not something you find before beginning. It is a memory, moments when you were uncertain and moved anyway. The opposite is also true. Every promise you repeatedly break becomes evidence. I always quit. I cannot trust myself. Eventually, you begin doubting yourself automatically. Tiny promises matter because keeping them changes the identity your brain is recording. Every action casts a vote. 1 paragraph votes for becoming a writer. 1 walk votes for becoming healthier. 1 application votes for believing a different life is possible. 1 vote does not decide the election. 1 failure does not decide it either. The danger is turning 1 bad day into a permanent identity. I missed the workout, so I have no discipline. I failed, so I am not meant for this. The brain loves permanent labels because they eliminate uncertainty. If you decide you are lazy, you never have to risk discovering what might happen if you truly try. A negative identity can be painful and still feel safe. The door is open, but the label keeps you inside. The goal is not to eliminate fear. Fear can say, this may be uncomfortable. You can answer, I know. It can say, you might fail. You can answer, that is possible. Then move anyway. Readiness is often fear waiting for certainty. Certainty usually arrives after action, after the awkward beginning, the mistake, and the moment you survive what your brain predicted would destroy you. You do not silence the ancient voice. You teach it that discomfort is not death. The decision. There is a version of your future being created right now by choices that feel too small to matter. Putting the phone down. Beginning before you feel ready. Continuing after the excitement disappears. None of these moments looks life-changing while it happens. Neither does a single brick, until you step back and see the house. Imagine yourself 5 years from now. That person must live inside the life your current decisions create. Would they thank you for avoiding every difficult beginning? Or would they beg you to endure 10 uncomfortable minutes so they do not inherit 10 years of regret? Your survival system feels the discomfort of working tonight, but it cannot feel the regret of never finishing. It protects the present, even when that protection destroys the future. Tomorrow morning, the alarm will ring. The voice will return. You need more sleep? Today is too busy. Start tomorrow. It will sound reasonable and familiar. Do not try to destroy it. It was built to protect what is familiar and resist what is uncertain. Acknowledge it, then move. Put your feet on the floor. Open the document. Make the call. Take the first step before the negotiation begins. The action may seem too small to matter, but every escape begins when the prisoner realizes the door was never locked. You were waiting to feel fearless. But courage was never the absence of fear. It was movement in its presence. You were waiting for confidence. But confidence was never the beginning. It was the evidence left behind after you acted. You were waiting for motivation. But motivation was not coming to rescue you. It was waiting on the other side of the first step. The voice may still speak, but it no longer gets the final vote. Your brain was designed to protect the person you have been. Only you can create the person you are becoming. Tomorrow, the voice will tell you to wait. This time you will recognize it. And once you recognize the voice, it loses the one thing it has held over you for years: control. The question was never whether fear would speak. It will. The question is, when it does, will you obey it?